Welcome back to the Elliott Confidential podcast. I'm joined by Christopher Elliott and Aaron Elliott. How are you guys doing today?
Feeling good.
It's a beautiful day in Paris.
And today's question is, have you ever gone somewhere and done nothing? Because today's podcast, well, it's about nothing.
Nothing. Why is it about nothing?
We've been doing nothing.
We've been doing nothing, yes. We've been in Paris for almost 3 weeks. And we haven't done all that much. I mean, we haven't really been doing the touristy things.
Mm-hmm. We've just been walking around and eating bread and kimchi. This is Paris. I don't know why we keep eating kimchi and sauerkraut.
We found a really good place.
And hummus too.
Okay, other than Paris, has there ever been a place you've gone to where you've just done absolutely nothing, guys?
Oh, well, I think last time we were in Auckland, we did absolutely nothing.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. There's I think we were in Australia and we spent most of those months just doing very, very little.
Yeah. Oh, Nice, France.
Well, yeah, that was during the pandemic.
Stuck inside.
We were stuck. Couldn't go anywhere.
Oh, no, an even worse place, Reno, Nevada.
Ooh, yeah.
We did absolutely nothing there, and that was right after Nice.
Yeah.
Still during the pandemic, so, well, we have a little bit of an excuse, but we really did nothing.
We did.
Let
we
us
did
know
do
about
nothing. Yes.
where you did absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
For most people, I mean, tourism and all of this travel, it's a chance to get out there and do nothing.
Well, most people go on vacation trying to do something, but then some people go with no plan at all. They just go and read a book at the beach or something like that. So we want to hear your stories.
Yeah.
But Paris. Okay. Let's talk about Paris. We got here about 3 weeks ago, and we've stayed in 2 places now. One in the second arrondissement.
Fourth.
The fourth.
Like I said,
the fourth arrondissement and the fifth arrondissement. I got that one right. And the fourth is very busy, very touristy. Here's a picture of what our place looked like. We were on the 4th floor, and this is the courtyard. And you can see down there, this was what we call the mosquito rental. See down there, you can actually see the gutter where the rainwater had kind of all gotten stuck and the mosquitoes were breeding. Mm-hmm. So they would come up through the window. And we had no air conditioning, so we had to open the windows.
And they would bite us.
Man, I mean, I just saw bites all over you.
Yeah,
anyway,
they're all gone now, which is good.
The thing you need to know about Paris is that whenever you get an apartment, usually they don't come with AC.
Yes.
We were lucky enough for this apartment here, stepping a little bit ahead, to have a fan.
Yeah.
But if you want cool air, you're going to have to open the windows. Now, the good news is that every single apartment, generally speaking, is going to have blinds that are they're wooden blinds that are also painted white. So they allow wind to come in without generating too much heat. And so we used that a lot. Unfortunately, they still let in mosquitoes.
If you want cold, go to the Alps, go to Grenoble. It's always cold there. Coolish. Here's a picture of us, of our neighborhood where we lived. It's really beautiful, actually. In case you're wondering what the apartments look like, this is Aaron's bedroom here. Not a lot of room in the bedrooms, but it's in a really, really good area. So, that kind of it's a little bit of a trade-off. So it's kind of worth it. We did a lot of walking while we were in Paris, and we had a couple of regular places that we would go walking to. Aaron,
how do you pronounce them?
Yeah, I'm going to let you pronounce them because
All right, perfect. So we had 3 main walks that we did, and they're not fully defined. So what that means is there's a lot of different ways to get there because, of course, you're in the center of town. There's a lot of streets, whatever. So one of the ones that we did was to Champs-Élysées. Champs-Élysées is very popular because they've got that arc there. There are a couple museums out. It's basically northwest of the Seine. And so in the 4th arrondissement, it's west. And it's about an hour walk to get to Champs-Élysées, an hour and a half
from
roughly.
where we lived in the 2nd.
Yeah, and in the 4th. And so you could take the Seine.
Early onset.
You could take the Seine because there are walking paths by the Seine.
Hey, you can't joke about that on this podcast.
Yes, I can.
Keep going.
Okay. You can take the Seine, or you can actually take some of the streets. You can go past the Louvre, and there's a park with the Olympic balloon and all that sort of good stuff. So there are a lot of ways to get there. They're pretty good walks. And
these are fun walks. These are really fun walks.
Unfortunately, there's not much out there in Champs-Élysées in terms of touristy things beyond museums.
Yeah. Okay. let's skip ahead because I want to talk a little bit about the overcrowding issue. We got there in August, and we thought to ourselves, and we were there 3 years ago, just as everyone was coming out of the pandemic, and we didn't find it to be that crowded. Wow, what a huge difference. Here's a picture of one of the tour boats. It's just crowded with people. I'm surprised this one didn't sink into the Seine. It's just like all
there's a
kinds
bit of a
people.
crowding issue. I think a lot of it is also international students, because you'll walk along the Seine and it'll be so crowded that you have to almost move right next to and almost fall into the river in order to get past people at a good pace. But yeah, there's just a bunch of international students and tourists just sitting on the side of the Seine drinking beer.
Those students, yeah. Oh, here's the Arc de Triomphe. And this was, we waited for it to get a little less crowded. It was still very crowded. Everyone was here. There's tour buses. You can see a little tour bus here on the side. Everyone wanted to be there. Everyone wanted to get their picture taken with the Arc. So we did a lot of touristy things on our walks, but we tried to stay away from like the main crowds. Here's Aaron this is the Bastille.
Yeah.
And the reason that we went to the Bastille, I should say, that was one of our other favorite walks. We found a really cool place that did a lot of fermentation, like kimchi and sauerkraut, and
that's
it was
why we
a
kept
bakery.
eating sauerkraut and kimchi the whole time.
That's right.
So in Paris, there's a lot of different types of food. It's like kind of like if you're going to New York or something.
Yeah.
There's food from all over the place. And we found this incredible fermentation store, and they just sell everything fermented from kombucha to kimchi and sauerkraut, and we kept buying from them. And then, funny enough, there's a bit of a fermentation scene around the city in general, because we went to one of the bio stores, and they also had some incredible jalapeno sauerkraut, and I think it was just traditional like ginger kimchi, and they taste so good with the baguettes. And speaking of baguettes,
we have a bit of a surprise for you. But in a second,
at the end.
But let's talk bread. Because this is a picture of one of the bakeries that we visited here, and that bread is so good. And they make it in the morning usually, but some bakeries, if they're very busy, they'll make the baguettes all day long, so you can go in and you can get fresh, hot baguettes.
And we have a bit of an inside scoop for the audience here. One of our favorite bakeries, vegan bakeries, Land and Monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
We have a little advice
if
for
you're
them.
into Land and Monkeys, which is like one of the big vegan bakery chains, they're not all created the same, right?
Yes. So there's a couple around the city, and we kept going to one the first time we were in Paris around Beaumarchais.
Beaumarchais.
And when we came back to Paris, we found out that there was a Land and Monkeys just below our apartment. We were like, oh, this is great. We're going to go to Land and Monkeys. And we go there, and it sucks badly.
It wasn't
awful.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty awful.
It just wasn't the quality that we were used to. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that they're eventually going to get disenfranchised. It was so bad.
Disenfranchised. Which Land and Monkeys was good, though?
The one in Beaumarchais. It was so much better that while we were still at the same apartment with the Land and Monkeys below us, we still walked out to Beaumarchais just because that's how much better the baked goods were there.
Okay.
Like we tried some of the cookies at the one below. We tried some of the sandwiches. It just wasn't the same. The one in Beaumarchais, it was crispier. The cookies were sweeter. The sandwiches were more savory. Everything was better. So if you're in Paris and you like vegan bakeries and you want to go to the famous Land and Monkeys vegan bakery chain, go to the one in Beaumarchais. That's the inside scoop for the audience today.
Actually,
thank you.
I would add to that. If you're in Paris, I would recommend that you stay close to Le Marais. Le Marais was actually pretty close to where we were the first time we were here, and it's the third arrondissement. And they have all of the best cafes and bakeries, and it's a really nice part of town.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of cool museums. We went to the Picasso Museum.
Okay, hang on. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Yes.
Here we have a picture, and Aaron, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the museum scene here.
No.
Second inside scoop. There's a free museum day, and if your vacation aligns with it, you should take advantage of it because the lines aren't even that long. Let's talk about the Picasso Museum.
Right. Hang on a second, because you missed half of the museum day because you were still asleep. Free museum day is when a selection of museums are free. Not all of them. A selection are. You can find the ones that are free online. but there are still some that are really heavily impacted.
Yeah. So which one did I miss for my bender?
Well, you didn't get up until afternoon, so you missed. We tried to go over to
d'Orsay, but it was they required you have a ticket.
You had to have a time. Yeah. So our advice would be, if you're going to do a free museum day, make sure that for the busier ones that you get the passes, because otherwise you're not going to go to the museums that you want to. But we ended up going to the Picasso Museum, and that's where we found Aaron and I with this picture of behind them. That is Pablo himself. Yeah. What do you guys think of that, Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron.
Well, I like the museum. I think that I'm not an art expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought that you could see a lot of traces of Pablo Picasso in modern day art, in popular art, and really he had such an innovative style. I mean, they say because he was dyslexic.
He was dyslexic,
yeah,
yes.
He had a kind of a different take on the whole thing. But the one thing that I think we can all take away from him is that he was dedicated. And even though everyone told him he sucked, in life he continued, and he was very dedicated, and we can all continue. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for 3 years. I think we're pretty dedicated.
Yeah. I think we're pretty dedicated.
Oh, and something interesting I found in the Picasso Museum is I didn't realize that Picasso was the creator of this aesthetic. But if any of the audience who's watching this has ever been to a coffee shop between maybe 2005 and 2015, that time range, there was this aesthetic that had every coffee shop by a stronghold, and it's called Global Village Coffee House, and it was really created by Pablo Picasso because we were looking around there, and there are these paintings with that aesthetic from the 1950s and 60s, and we fully realized how much influence this guy had. I mean, some of the paintings looked like they were done by completely different artists, but they were all by Picasso, and they've influenced the aesthetic of various interior designers for decades after they were created. So that's another reason why I would recommend going to the Picasso Museum. It was actually quite an interesting experience.
We like modern art, so we wanted to go to see the Centre Pompidou, which is very close to where we used to live. I'm going to get this right, in the 4th arrondissement. And we went there on Free Museum Day, and guess what? It's closed for the next 5 years. So we got this nice picture in front of the modernist building. I hope that in 5 years we can come back and see it. That would be very nice. Overall, though, what we found was that you don't want to come to Paris in August, especially late August, because everyone is here. But in September, things really start to clear out. And here's a picture I took in early September along the Seine River. You can see there's almost no one on that tour boat, and everything looks very, very quiet. That is the Paris that I love. I do not love the overcrowded Paris, but if you want to see that Paris without the really cold weather, you can come here like in early September and you can get all of that. In our last podcast, we asked you, what is the most cliched thing that you've ever done in your travels? And you really had some great responses to that.
Judy writes, she rode a camel at Giza, the pyramids of Giza, I suppose. That is very cliche.
Oh yeah, especially when you get the picture of the camel and you're in the camel and there's the pyramid in the background. But something we haven't done yet, although we did have a camel ride when we were in Doha. Yeah. And we have a picture of us on a camel. Let's see if we can show that.
Yeah, it was in Qatar, yeah.
It was near Qatar. It was in Qatar, but it was near Doha.
Oh, and we also did the dune riding in Qatar.
Oh, yeah, that was
which is also
pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
Val says many cliche things, but one I regret the most was riding an elephant in India. Oh, that is a little bit controversial. I have since heard how badly they treat the elephants, and now I send money monthly to Wildlife Rescue in India, Wildlife SOS. That's good. That's a nice outcome. I mean, we were in up by the Golden Triangle in near the Myanmar border a couple of years back, and we saw it was an elephant sanctuary. So they actually take those elephants after they've been exploited, and they take good care of them in these parks.
Wilson writes, well, I was going to say throwing coins over my shoulder into Trevi Fountain in Rome, but someone already beat me to it. However, and I haven't done this, but seeing tourists in certain Tokyo sightseeing areas renting and dressing up in kimonos and then strolling the streets.
Oh, yeah.
You can always tell they're not Japanese. Well, I feel like it's pretty obvious.
It's pretty obvious.
Even if they're also Asian, Okay. Because the Japanese themselves rarely wear kimonos except in special occasions.
We saw that in Korea
correct.
too. We saw that by the palace in Korea, where everyone, even like non-Koreans, were dressing up, and yeah, it was a little bit embarrassing. Actually,
it's a bit
cringy.
weird. I don't know why they think that's a good idea. Like that must be sold as a tourism package.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that so many Americans came to the conclusion, like, oh, this is a great idea.
I think I'll dress up. Yeah. Judith says, in Paris, I took a tourist cruise boat on the Seine. Oh, that was the really full one.
We did one of those too.
We have actually
in the past. Not anymore, guys.
No, I would never do that. No. Had lunch at the Eiffel Tower, very touristy, and we enjoyed both. And the lunch was very good. And she also says, P.S. We went to France. When we went there, we stayed at the Amboise in the Loire Valley. We did the Loire Valley last week. It was a wonderful introduction to France. Thanks for your email, Judith. And we can't wait till we go back to the Loire Valley. I really like that place a lot. They were so nice there.
So before we end this podcast, we promised that we were going to turn this into a food podcast, by the way. We're going to eat some baguettes. So we decided today to buy 3 different kinds of baguettes. Baguettes with
Not
character.
just any baguettes, though. These baguettes are the kind that you cannot really find in the United States. And they're very rare even for Paris.
So we have a cereal baguette.
This is from a place called Bread and Butter, which is right around the corner from where we live in the Latin Quarter.
And then we have a charcoal baguette. This is my favorite one. It has sesame seeds all around it. That's where the flavor is.
And the charcoal is obviously made with charcoal.
And then we have a sausage baguette.
It's not made with sausage.
It's a buckwheat baguette.
They call it sausage.
It's not called sausage. It's called a buckwheat baguette.
It looks like a sausage.
It looks like a sausage.
Anyway, that's got buckwheat in it.
It's good.
Oh, it's very good. Okay.
Actually, I haven't tried this.
Everywhere.
We didn't tell anyone about our second apartment. The one we're in right now.
Yeah, this one's just below us.
Yeah, we're squatters here. No, we're in a place in the Latin Quarter, so 5th arrondissement. And we are right by the Sorbonne.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant that the bakery that makes this is just below us.
We're lucky to have a bakery right below us.
Yeah,
and one also just a few, like a block away. That's where Bread and Butter is.
This one
is really good. What do you think,
has a
Aaron?
very unique flavor.
Yeah.
It tastes meaty. I don't know why.
Meaty?
I don't know. No, it's a sesame. It's a sesame flavor.
Yeah?
This is so good. That's my favorite one.
So guys, of all the places that you've lived in Paris, which is your favorite place? Like, in terms of having everything close by and all that.
I think the 19th. That was my favorite.
Really?
I think it's the 19th. Yeah, because
19th arrondissement.
Yeah,
Right up by the hospital, yeah.
Yeah, because they have all of the best bakeries are near the 19th. I didn't realize this until I actually looked it up. Then you're also really close to Le Marais, which is my favorite part of town at least. And you know what? It's just quiet. There's not too much going on. You've got that really nice park.
There's a great park there, yes. I love that place, yeah.
I would go back there.
Yeah, I would go back there too.
I think that here is my second favorite.
I would say, yeah. I mean, the 4th is nice too, but it just depends because there's there's places in the 4th that are okay, and there are places that are really busy and kind of overrun with students, so I don't know if I'd go there. Places that I would definitely avoid are the 4th, or in my words, the 2nd. 4th is like way too touristy. But overall, Paris though has some really great places that you can visit. And anyway, we're really enjoying I'm liking this bread.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this Elliott Confidential podcast. We really enjoyed this one, especially eating bread. That was definitely the highlight.
Absolutely. So we'll put the names of all these boulangeries in the podcast when it's online. Where are we off to next, guys?
Are we allowed to say?
Copenhagen. We are leaving for Denmark when this publishes on Saturday. So safe travels, everyone, and we'll see you from Denmark.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
See you in Copenhagen.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.